Hi everyone, for this video I'm going to show you how to install chain and sprockets on a Ninja ZX6R. This one is a 2014. I believe 2009 and up, they're all pretty much the same bike, so it should apply. So first step, make sure all your parts are the right parts. It really sucks to get your bike all torn apart and realizing that you bought or they sold you the wrong sprocket or the chain's too short. So double check all your parts before you get started. So in order to do a chain and sprockets on a sport bike, you got to get the rear wheel off the ground. So most likely you're probably doing this on your floor in your garage and not on a lift like I'm doing. So you're probably going to want to just throw it on a rear stand. So the reason why you want to get the rear wheel off the ground is because we got to remove that rear sprocket. And the only way to do that is by removing the axle and getting the wheel off so that we can slide out and put in the new sprocket. So since I'm using a lift, I can strap the bike down. I usually strap the handlebars down on the front and I'll jack up underneath the engine so that I can jack it up just enough to where I get the rear tire floating right about off the lift. And that way when I take the rear wheel off, I can just roll it backwards and I don't have to hold the wheel up when I slide the axle in. So now that I got the rear wheel up, next step would be to remove the front sprocket cover, and then we're going to remove the sprocket nut first. You want to do this step first because if you break this chain off, you don't have anything to hold that sprocket from spinning when you're taking that nut off. One thing I really like to do is lay down a rag underneath my work area so I can lay all my bolts out, my tools out, nothing rolls away, kind of keeps a lot of things organized. So the first step would be to remove the front sprocket cover. These are 8mm bolts, so I'll go ahead and pull those 4 bolts off. See how dirty that is? I'm going to go ahead and clean that. Might as well while we're in here. On this bike, 2 of the bolts for the cover are shorter than the other ones. The 2 shorter ones go on the bottom. Next step is to pry away this washer that's folded over the nut. For this step I use a chisel and a hammer. You want to fold that lip all the way back so that you're not interfering with the nut spinning off. So I got a punch and I'm going to go ahead and flatten that washer. For this step we're going to impact this nut off. You want to do this step first because the chain is on there preventing the front sprocket from spinning while you're impacting that nut off. You want to impact this off while the bike is in neutral because you don't want to damage the transmission in the process. I actually have a special socket for this exact specific nut. It's made by Power Stands Racing, PSR, and as you can see it's got 2 sockets in one, so it grabs both steps and it blasts that nut off perfectly. This is one of the hardest counter shaft nuts I've ever experienced on the Kawasaki's. So I'm hoping with this socket and a powerful impact, it should come right off. That's why you need good quality tools. So we got a nut and a washer. Ideally you replace this washer, but you should be able to reuse it and just fold over another tab when you're done. Next step would be to remove your chain. There's several different ways of doing it. You can cut the chain off. I use an RK chain tool, so I'm going to show you how to use that. So to remove the chain, I'm going to use the handle here. This part goes on the back side. We're going to lock it onto a chain pin. 17mm ratcheting wrench to tighten that down. We just want to tighten it down, just snug it up. Drive in the pin. We're going to drive this all the way in, pushing the pin all the way out. Now we push that pin all the way out. Here it is. Remove the tool. We're going to pull this pin breaker part out. Unscrew that. And the new chain should come right off. What I do is I just pull it through. Pull the whole chain off. With the chain removed, we can pull this front sprocket off. And we will compare it to the new one. So they look similar. I like to place one over the other, make sure they have the same number of teeth. Looks good. They both are the same width. They're both 520. This new one actually does still have the rubber cush drive. It's a JT sprocket. Pretty good for the price. So if you feel up for it, detail all this, get it all nice and clean. While we're in here, we're going to inspect this counter shaft seal, make sure that's not leaking. That does leak on some bikes, so you want to go ahead and replace it if it needs to be replaced. So we'll go ahead and put the new sprocket on. Okay, washer. I would advise putting a little anti-seize on the threads right here because it makes it a lot easier to pull this nut off the next time. We're going to go ahead and hand tighten this nut for now. We're going to tighten that nut when the new chain is on. Next, we're going to pull off all these sprocket nuts. These are 14mm nuts. Next, we'll pull the axle out. First step is remove the cotter pin. A trick I've learned is get the pair of pliers on the cotter pin and tap on that to pull out that cotter pin. This is a 32mm nut. So go ahead and remove the nut, washer, and plate. And we're going to keep these together on the left side of the bike. Now we can push the axle out. And what's cool about jacking it up under the engine here is that I can lower this precisely to when this tire hits the lift. That makes it super easy to pull out and push back in this axle. So I'll go ahead and pull this axle out. And that wheel is just sitting there. And I just need to get it back far enough so I can remove that sprocket. And slide in the new one. So what I like to do is lay the new sprocket over the old one, make sure all the bolt holes line up and it's got the same number of teeth. Also, you want to check the width, make sure they both look like they're the same. This is a 520 chain and sprocket kit. So I'll go ahead and put the new sprocket on. There. Next, we'll go ahead and slide the wheel back forward. Where that's lined up, slide the axle back in. reinstall the plate, washer, and nut. And we're just going to put those hand tight for right now. Next, we'll go ahead and reinstall the sprocket nuts. Next, we're going to fish through the new chain. So on this Cowie, I actually opted for a green chain, which I thought was pretty cool. So I typically start by riding the top of the rear sprocket and kind of carry it through the swing arm over the front sprocket and then back underneath. Kind of do that, spin the wheel, grab it from underneath, feed it through. Hook it on the front sprocket and just feed it all the way through. So if you didn't get factory chain and sprockets, chances are you got a 520 by 120 link chain. So you're gonna have to cut it short to fit properly. So I'll stage it there and I'll make sure this adjuster isn't all the way back. I want it pretty close to the middle, if not maybe a little bit forward, so you have room to adjust the axle back as the chain wears out and stretches out. You got to make sure you cut the chain at the right spot. You want both ends to look like this so that you can install your new master link in the right way. So this chain is obviously too long, so I pull it as tight as I can and I match it up here, and that's the wrong end. So I'm going to want to move the axle forward so I can get this one tooth back, and I can cut this entire link off, so I end up with that end, the male end, matched up with the other male end. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust these adjusters so I can move the axle forward. Now that I got the adjusters moved forward, I could slide the rear wheel forward and get this chain installed in the right spot. So I'm going to cut this link off. I'm going to end up with two male ends that the new master link will fit in. I'm going to go ahead and break the chain just like I did taking the old chain off. And you can see I could pull the chain tight and get that lined up. ready for the new master link. Okay, I got that new master link installed. If you want detailed instructions on how to do that, I do have another video that steps you through that. Okay, we're making some progress. We got the chain installed, rivet master link done, rear sprocket nuts are tight. Next step would be to go ahead and tighten this front counter shaft nut. For that, I'll use an impact, and I'll just turn down the torque on my impact wrench and just give it a quick little blast. I don't want to over tighten that, and we're going to use this washer and fold over a tab to prevent that nut from backing itself out. Next step would be to fold over the washer onto one of the flat sides of the nut here. So I'll just grab a pair of pliers, fold it over, like that, and that'll prevent that nut from backing itself out. So we'll go ahead and reinstall the front sprocket cover. I like to install these by hand with a T-handle. Alright, next we're going to adjust the rear axle to get the right tension on the chain. Also, we're going to check for alignment. If you want a step-by-step procedure of proper chain tension and rear axle alignment, I do have another video, so go check it out. Now that I got the axle tight and the chain aligned properly, I can install the new cotter pin. So I usually put it in like that, fold it over. I'll use a mallet. So as always, double check your work. Make sure you didn't leave anything loose. Make sure everything's torqued to spec. I would highly advise you to get a owner's manual and the service manual. The service manual has all the torque specs for every single nut on the bike, so something you definitely want to read through while you're doing a procedure like this. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, comment below. I will reply, or you can message me on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned, more to come.